What is going on YouTube? Well, I've been over being a smart ass already and I ain't even done anything. Like I said, she's been over being an asshole, so I'll show her off. Alright, I'm making this video especially for you, DV. I know you watch these videos and everything. Everybody that owns a V6 gets the hassle of, why didn't you get a V8 Camaro? Well, I got something to shut the V8 owners up a little bit. I was actually online last night looking up parts for the Camaro, which she's right there. But I was actually online and I come across an article that was in Super Chevy. And it's performance mods for the Camaro V6 engine, all sixed up. And it literally, which I'll show you, it literally shows the motor, and it's got a long column. I'm gonna read some of it to you.
You know how to read?
Wildflower is being a smart ass from hell. It said, different decades, same BS. Ever since 1967, six-cylinder Camaro owners have been hearing the same nonsense. Oh man, why didn't you get a V8? While questions like that are merely a mild annoyance when asked by people that know absolutely nothing about cars, the situation gets far worse when so-called hot rodders get into the action. You need to weld on 2 extra cylinders as a common yet embarrassingly unoriginal quip. And you can never make us V6 go fast. Tops the list at the granddaddy of all ignorant remarks. And this is coming straight off Super Chevy's website. Anybody can go on there and look it up. It's pretty interesting to read. But it goes down through here. Shit, I went too damn far. For much of the first 4 generations of Camaros, there were elements of truth to the V6 bashing. To anyone that still spews that kind of idiotic trash talk needs a serious reality check. And like I said, y'all, go on Super Chevy and check this out. To all the V6 Camaro owners out there, go on there and check this out. It is actually very interesting. It does a lot about the 2010, 2011 5th generation. It says, rated at 340 horsepower, the 3.6 liter 6-banger, and the 2010 and 2011 5th gen squashes the LT1 and the TPI V8s of your dispute, having just 2/3 of the displacement, and virtually matches the output of the 98 Camaro's LS1s. Better yet, the V6 Pony counts up to 323 horsepower for the 2012, which is what I've got. The peak power numbers aside, these potent 6s are good for mid to low 14 seconds at the drag strip. I mean, you running 14 seconds at drag strip, it ain't the fastest in the world. It really isn't the fastest in the world. Still a good time for a stock car. It says, knock down 30 miles per gallon, and the cost almost 10,000 less than their LS3 powered brethren. Less mass and more. What? You said something? Ideally balanced chassis is just icing on the cake. So perhaps the real question is, oh man, why did you waste the extra money to buy a V8? Granted that it is one little engine that already performs like a V8. The V6 faithfully has managed to wring tons of extra power out of them. So we thought we would take a closer look on how it's done. From basic bolt-ons to free mods to power adders to computer tuning, suspension upgrades, well, they cover it all. And it says, who needs a V8 to spin the tires like a teenage miscreant? The stock trim, 2LT automatic, run the best 4.8 at 94 miles per hour on the drag strip. After adding engine cold air intake system, American Racing long tube headers, a stock SS mid pipe, the MRT mufflers, and properly ported throttle body. Track performance improved to a 13.8 at 100 miles an hour. So there's really not that much difference, even with the air intake, the headers, the mid pipe, and throttle body and everything. You're literally running 1 second. You shave 1 second off your time, and you increase by 2 miles an hour. And it says similar setups with drag radials and skinnies typically run 13.5. And the current record for a naturally aspirated V6 Camaro is a 13.42 at 103 miles an hour. Like I said, this is a very good article. I advise any V6 Camaro to shove this in a V8 Camaro owner's face and say, look, why the hell is Super Chevy saying you're the fucking dumbass for buying the V8 when the V6 is lighter, it handles like a V8, it's got the power like a V8. Granted, it's got a little less horsepower. If mine's putting out 323, I think the SS is like 400. A little over 400. So you're looking maybe 50, 75 to 100 horsepower more than the V6. That's really not that much when you really think about it. But I mean, it goes on. I mean, it goes through a lot of stuff. I really advise anybody that owns a V6 that's tired of hearing the shit from the V8 owners to really get on Super Chevy and look this up. I mean, you will learn out a lot of shit about the V6 Camaros. I mean, yes, they do a lot about the 10s and 11s. They briefly mentioned the 12s. But I know Chevys are getting better and better and better as they get along. I mean, god dang. I mean, the Demon come out, and Hennessy's already responded to the Demon by making The Exorcist, which is a ZL1 Camaro. It's 2017, and it's got 1,000 horsepower. Trans Am, the ones that takes the Camaros and turn them into a Trans Am, has answered a call to it too. They're putting out 1,000 horsepower Trans Am. That, I mean, their biggest one they had was a 840 horsepower Trans Am, which had a LSX 454 in it. Now they've bumped it up to a 455 in them and pushing 1,000 horsepower. So Chevrolet and Pontiac is, I know Pontiac's technically non-existent, but there are guys in Florida that have bought the rights to Trans Am, to Pontiac. They can make anything. They're coming out with a new GTO. They're coming out with the new Trans Ams. They're coming out with a Buick, a new Buick sports car. That is just, they're all very fucking nice. And let's see if I can figure out exactly what the website is for that. And I'll let y'all know. Because, I mean, with my Camaro, I can turn it into an 840 horsepower Trans Am for $75,000, which I know is a lot of money. Seeing how the Hellcat is 60-some thousand, 70-some thousand, and I don't know exactly the price on the Demon yet. But hell, for $75,000, I could ring circles around Lambos. I could ring circles around Vets. I mean, I could ring circles around a lot of cars. And it is a stock Trans Am. Even when you, because I've talked to the guys personally about turning my Camaro into a Trans Am. They don't do this half-ass shit. They don't do, okay, just take a Camaro, put the Trans Am motor, the guts and everything into from a Trans Am into that. They will not do that. They want to turn it completely into a Trans Am. Even when you get it back, you have to take the paperwork to the DMV, wherever you're at, and it actually re-registers your Camaro to a Trans Am. So it's a brand new car with 0 miles. I even told a guy that I know it's really good, his name's Sean, that He was thinking about getting a Camaro, and I told him, I said, you know what, the best way to do it is go buy you a Camaro that's got 100, 150,000 miles on it for really cheap, and you can turn around and turn it into a Trans Am, and he's really interested in it. I mean, they have stuff on YouTube you can check out. All you got to do is type in 2014 Trans Am. Let's see here. 2014 Trans Am. And it comes up to, let's see. There's all sorts of editions. I mean, if you really want to get fancy with it, they actually make, oh, damn. Here's a 2014 Trans Am Blackbird Special Edition. It's jet black with a blue and black screaming chicken, blue LED halo lights, blue underglow, and the doors open backwards. So it says normal doors where you get the side door and you open it towards the front. These you open towards the rear. It's really nice.
Question.
No.
Can you get a husband, a new one?
I think they've got the Smokey and the Bandit Edition Trans Am, which runs about $130,000, which it is literally a newer version of this 78 Trans Am, 77, 78 Trans Am. It's got snowflake wheels that they custom make. I mean, the paint job's custom. The guy that does it is the only guy in the world that actually paints the Screaming Chicken on them. Pretty neat. And the thing about it, the Smokey and the Bandit Edition, the only difference is it's got Burt Reynolds' signature on it. They've got an Outlaw Edition, which has got 840 horsepower. You can cut it down. I think the smallest motor they got for it is 700 and some horsepower. Still will run circles around most vehicles. I mean, you think Camaros are a light car anyways. They don't do much to them. I mean, they change out the headlights, the whole front end. They put T-tops in it, which is an extra option. They put a whole new suspension underneath it. New motor, new exhaust. And the exhaust sounds fucking great. They changed the whole interior to them, which is like right here. It's a 2008 Buick Firebird and Trans Am. Two legends return. They also make the GTOs. I mean, they're doing so much stuff with these Camaros, it ain't funny. This guy that owns this company, I think it's Trans Am Worldwide, is really just, he's fucking nailed it. I don't know how to, let's see here.
I'll never find a safe used car.
Start at thenewcarfax.com.
I'm pulling it up on the laptop for you to show you a little bit of it. I gotta restart it.
And the thought.
This is an 840 horsepower Trans Am.
Okay, let's see what she's
That's the Outlaw Edition.
That's exhilarating, terrifying, and yet it feels like everything's under control.
That's right, exactly how it should be.
We're here in Tallahassee, Florida. We're at Trans Am Depot. That's where Camaro SSs enter and they leave as Pontiac Trans Ams. That is one hell of a screaming chicken. The first stop for the Camaro is the Performance Bay. This is where the mechanic...
And just so you know, like I said, I've talked to these guys personally. They don't do just the SSs. They'll take the V6 and turn it into one. I mean, hell, it's the exact same damn car. But that's the end of this little vlog for the day. I hope y'all have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.